Discovery, go and throttle up.
Yay, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I'm having a good day. Are you having a good day? Nice and warm? Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry for being 8 hours late today. My furnace decided to stop working when it's 0 C outside, so kind of had to fix that. Burn the house down yet? No.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
A quote from EJ_SA, quote, I will be streaming a lot next week, probably the most streaming ever, and many tell me possibly the best streaming ever, end quote.
Okay, thank you for watching this episode of Space News. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a good night, everybody. Hi.
Discovery,
Hey,
go and throttle up.
33-month resub, Sitherly with a 69-month resub. Thank you. Don't go off the frame rails.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey, Wisp, what's going on? 78-month resub. Thank you. Inner space is close to launch. Okay. How are you besides the furnace thing? Oh, really bad. Yeah, I chipped a tooth over the weekend. Actually, to be 100% real, I chipped a tooth right before Flame Trench when I was eating dinner. And I did the entirety of Friday's Flame Trench in an ungodly amount of pain. Yep. Narfa gifted 10 memberships over on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Discovery,
Sidewinder
going
had a
throttle up.
23 months. Vin had an 80-month resub. Yeah. Go watch that flame trench again. I'm sitting there doing this like the entire time because I'm trying to keep the pain, like from the ungodly amount of pain that's going on. I have to get a root canal tomorrow, or well, I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Merry Christmas. How'd you chip it? So, to be honest, I can't be mad at my teeth getting chipped. I can't be mad at all that. I did not take care of my teeth for a long time. And when, I don't know, about a year ago, I had to get a tooth pulled. Actually, it was more like a year and a half. And I had to get a tooth pulled because there was nothing left. I just ground it down, wore it down to the nub. I had to get it pulled. This and a couple of other things are a byproduct of me not taking care of my teeth in my 20s. They're good now, though. Well, this is a aftershock of that. You did good not telling people? Yep. Is Brimo doing fine? Yeah, Brimo's okay. You've had a day. Yeah, taking apart a draft inducer motor is, yeah. Doubt you heard, but the head of Battlefield passed away.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Ooh. Automat Tech, a 9-month resub. And then Vin had an 80-month resub, too. Yeah. Sorry about the furnace. My main breaker keeps popping every time you turn yours on. Yeah, Beats, it's not fun. That explains the end of the flame trench, why you just sat there. I was trying very hard to not say anything. InnoSpace is there. I don't... Hey,
this is space. I'm in space.
Gifted 5 subs, thank you. Rip Greg Biffle. Yeah. Dude, that whole crash is so bad, dude. It's so bad. My heart goes out to Greg and his family, man. That sucks. Hey Outdoorsman, how you doing? Yeah, alright. Well, let's pick up the coverage here and let's see what we got. So, this is the InnoSpace launch. InnoSpace is a Korean launch company, and they're launching from Alcantara. Alcantara is a Brazilian launch site. The rocket is poised on the pad. Do you commentate the Long March 12? No, I don't do commentary on trash. Yeah, this is a spaceflight stream. Okay. Yeah, Alucard is a plane crash.
Discovery,
dude.
go at throttle up.
I don't know, man. They, the NTS, you know, before I say anything about it, I don't want to talk about it, but, yeah, I saw some, curiosity got the better of me, and I looked at some of the crash, and then I watched a couple of videos about it. Yeah.
This is space. I'm in space.
I think they know what happened. Hey, Fluffy, gifted 5 subs. Then Devious had a 6-month, or 59-month resub on a 6-month streak. Yep. Yeah, Hellfish.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
The baggage racks. Not good. Not good. Hey, it's Mick 60-month resub. Hey, you got your worm logo.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Not great. How tall is that? This, I don't know too much about the InnoSpace launch or their, it's called Henbit Nano. This is the rocket's 21 meters high, so it's, oh, this is a small set. This is a little guy, like probably about the size of Electron, guys. Are you doing after hours? I don't know, man. I don't, please just leave me alone. just get through space news, okay? Is it called Hando Banano? Yeah, no, I think it's Handbit Nano. Hand Banana? Yeah.
Discovery,
No,
go at
Hand
throttle up.
Banana. There it is, right there. Hey, BD, 20-month resub. I know that InnoSpace is a South Korean small sat launcher. Are there flashing lights on their transporter erector? First stage is a paraffin LOX hybrid. Oh. Beating 20-month resub and Shazbert had a prime sub in there. Thank you. Welcome to Mission Control. You go at throttle up. Sindri with the 33-month resub. Are you okay? No, not really.
Discovery, go
But
at throttle up.
I'll survive. I'll be okay. Yeah, no, that adds extra Delta V, Cyborg. You know, the lights, the flashing lights.
Discovery, go at
Wishing you the
throttle up.
best. Thanks, guys. Yeah. The EJ at Kansas City Chiefs are going to Kansas. Chris, I have no idea what that means. All right. Hey, Aramil, 24-month resub. Just because it's Chinese? No, Daytal. I have my reasons. And it has nothing to do with the rocket being Chinese. So if this is paraffin and LOX, that means we got a hybrid first stage here, which is very interesting. That's a way to do that. You're glad you're alive and well. Thanks, man.
Discovery,
Quarantine
go at
Sniper.
throttle up.
Hey, man. What is the chance it will go successfully? It's always a risk with a new launch from a new company with a launch vehicle that's launching for the first time. Data, I'd prefer not to talk about it, dude. I have good reasons, though. Is this paraffin? Does it make this rocket launch actually lighting a candle? I mean, it's pretty close, yeah. Teo, at T-minus 1 minute 55 is a hold option similar to Starship at T-minus 40. Okay.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
It's okay. Sorry if I was bothering. Daytale, it's not a reason that I enjoy talking to you guys about. I'm already having a bad enough day, dude. I don't want to talk about it. It'll just make me upset. So let's watch the rocket, man. Yeah, no. On another day, I'll tell you, man. Just ask me like after Christmas or something, dude. Okay. Could you quickly explain how hybrid vehicles work? It's a solid rocket booster, Bargon, but instead, at the very top of the solid rocket booster, instead of an igniter, you have an injector plate.
This is space. I'm in space.
And the injector plate sprays liquid oxygen into the combustion chamber of the solid rocket motor. And LOX provides your oxidizer. Is this a Brazilian launch company? South Korean. And they're launching from Alcantara. Alcantara has never had a rocket launch that gets into space, if I'm remembering correctly. They had 2 test flights that didn't really work, and then the Brazilian government shuttered their space program. Yeah, it's very interesting to see them offer Alcantara up as a launch service, as a place for launch services that aren't, state-run. Hope everything gets better. Me too, man. Me too. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Woke up freezing this morning. Yeah, and I was like, must be really cold out. Let me go adjust the thermostat. And the thermostat's like, your furnace is broken. And I'm like, okay. What kind of inclinations do you get from Alcantara? Alcantara is not that far away from Kourou, where the Europeans launch from. It's basically on the equator with ocean, the Atlantic Ocean to the east and to the north. So you can get a wide variety of launch targets from here. No, money is money, yeah. Yep. I don't know, Mandalore. I'm not sure. I'm probably not the guy to go to be asking current event space news, with the exception of a couple of things, man. I have, yeah. A really, really bad week, dude. Oh, we got some venting there. Handbit Nano is 21 meters tall, but Electron is 18 meters tall. This rocket's a bit taller. Yeah, it's probably because of the hybrid. Drunar, hey, $10 Canadian. Thanks, man. Little holiday bevy fun. Take a break and enjoy the holidays. You deserve some downtime, too. I've had involuntary downtime, though, Drew. That's my real big problem. Is there a customer payload on this? That's a really good question. Let me, I'm going to default right to, next space flight. Innospace plans to transport a total of 8 regular payloads. Among them, regular payloads consist of 5 small satellites that will perform practical purposes such as climate and environmental data collection, technology development, and education, and 3 experimental payloads for verifying new technologies and securing data in the space environment. So this has 8 small sats on it. Yeah. 8 small satellites. Oh, there we go. Got an update there that Handbit Nano is good for liftoff here. Hand Banano. All right. Let's take the jacket off. Gloves are coming off here. Let's see what we got here, dudes. This is how we're gonna start our space news for the day. It would be nice if they showed the count, yeah. Sedated weed, $5. Liquid upper stage on a single stick solid. Ares 1, my beloved? $5 super chat. Thanks, man. Yeah. Oh, here we go. There's ignition. And they got a lift on the first stage. She's in the air. It's a little slow.
I hope this flight goes well. They said I can be on a future flight.
Hatsune Miku, $3 tip. And then
this is
8-figure
space.
Fred.
I'm in space.
That's a picture of the launch kit. 8-figure Fred with 5 subs. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the support. Yeah, Dead Scum, that hybrid is chugging a little bit. This looks like a picture of the launch pad. I think. This is a picture looking up at the second stage. Yeah. That's not a good sign. Passing max Q. Oh, what was that? What was... Oh, and also some of their pad is on fire. We've experienced an anomaly during the flight. Yeah, something, dude. That's what I mean. She was a little slow out of the gates for a solid, for even a hybrid rocket, guys. Yeah, well, they cut that pretty quick. Let's go take a look, see what we can see. All right, let's take a look at this again. So they got a good ignition right there. And do we see anything weird happening here? This all looked fine. Believe it or not, this looked okay to me. Everything here looked fine. Yeah, let me just scrub through it again. Oh, dude, their transporter erector changed colors. Yeah, that looked fine, but she did look a little bit slow. Yeah, see the... There we go. See that? I mean, it's going up, but definitely... Yeah. Yeah, that's, Yeah, see, the thing about using a LOX-injected hybrid, guys, is that you got to control temperature. It's very easy to get it to overheat. So, guys, if that was part of the throat coming out of the booster, getting thrown out there, you're going to have a real hard time maintaining combustion chamber pressure if part of the throat's going out the back, and it's going to screw your entire burn up. We've seen that happen before with the Zafiro. What's that flashing? It's the engine. Hey, Brandon, $20. Sorry about Brimo's grandpa. Oh, thanks, man. Here's a little bit of something for gas or eats on your next trip. Merry Christmas. Thanks, man. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, see, that sputtering is not good, but she's going up like it's making thrust, and I don't know what that camera is. That looks like it's looking down the transporter erector. Maybe. Charles, 20-month resub. Yeah. Didn't have the sound. Typical unstable hybrids. Yeah, that looks like combustion chamber instability, dude. I'm thinking that probably is because a piece of the throat came out. Now, here's where this gets a little... Huh. Hey, Drew. In a go to space today, hoping for some good data. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is a shot of the second stage there. But I'm not sure if this camera is live, dudes. It looks like it's freeze-framed. And then we got a black screen. Meat snack.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
And this is where this starts to get a little... Yeah, exactly, Fluffy. That's right. So it's just for a split second. Let's see what we saw here. It's probably the payloads. Yeah, it did look like one of the F1 engine techs back in the day where it would spin and then spin and explode.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Monkey Man Foo. What are we looking at here? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that came back down. Huh. I don't know if that's on the ground. This looks to be a drone shot, guys. All right, let me just look around and get our bearings here. So we got lines of lights here and here. Got that and that. They did show this shot before the launch, so let's just take a look and see if we can see it right before they went to launch. There we go. Okay, so you have your lines of lights here. There's your tank farm, and then there's the booster. I do believe that last anomaly shot was over there somewhere. Let's flip back over here. So the launch pad's over here, and that's over there, and there's some fire on the ground over there. Yeah, she didn't get very far. I think so, Katra. Yeah, the I-beams tell me it's not on the launch vehicle. Oh my gosh. Just blew up. So about them launch dates. Well, they did launch. Is that a rocket or GSE exploding? Well, considering that most of the ground servicing equipment seems to be over here. Fellas, Cyborg, you answer me this. Is that a piece of the throat sitting on the pad burning off there? 'Cause that's what that looks like to me. Because you got to think about this, guys. It's not like there's fuel lines here. There would just be an oxidizer line.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I'm not an expert here, but I'm pretty sure that's part of the launch vehicle. You think the camera is in between the burning rocket and the pad is out of frame? It looks like that was a drone shot that was supposed to get the ascent, but rocket came back down. Guys, I'm willing to bet that hybrid motor didn't hybrid motor very well. The launch pad seems to be intact from another stream. It didn't come down over the launch site. It looks like it came down about, I'd say probably about 500 meters that way, or about 1,500 feet over there. Excuse me, sir, you dropped your throat. No, mine's right here. We got hands on face right there, right there, right there, right there. We got a bunch of people that really don't look happy. Hands on face over there. And this guy is saying, everybody calm down. I'm going to go ahead and guess that these guys started yelling at each other. That's what that looks like to me. That sucks, man. You never want to see your stuff blow up in your face like that, dude. I'm going to go ahead and guess that those boys back there are the range. Videos from the drone at Spaceport America Cup with a hybrid team ejecting their nozzle. That sounds very similar. Cyborg, I'm going to guess that that's what happened. Having experience with solid motors, it seems like the solid fuel had cracks. Sputtering was combustion instability. Looks like a piece got thrown out back onto the pad. And if, dude, I mean, yeah, spoiler, it looks like they had, yeah. I'm thinking it probably liberated the throat at some point. You blew it all up, so it pulled an impulse. Yeah. Is it possible that it got hung up on something while starting to launch and it ripped something off? I don't think so, man. You blew it up. Yeah. Unfortunately, Innospace did not Innospace. They did not go into space. What? Stop looking at me like that. So speaking of that, guys, there was an H3 launch over the weekend. Well, that did get into space, just not for very long. They went in a ground. Yes, that's right. Merry Christmas. It looks like Eris. It got further than the Eris launch, dude. The ESAR effect. Dirty Apes, they go in a ground. Yeah. Oh, that's so messed up, dude. It really hurts seeing your baby explode like that. I'm telling you, man. I've seen the disdain going to like Spaceport America Cup when this stuff blows up, dude. It's just the worst feeling ever. I mean, I've experienced the taste of this with KSP, seeing stuff explode in my face. It's just like, I hate everything. I leave now. Where's the nearest bridge? So I can jump off it? No. If you
Discovery,
need help, get
go and
help.
throttle up.
The holidays are tough, right? Right? Ken Y, hey, 49-month resub. Isabel Incorporated, 3-month resub. Flare stack? I don't think there would be a flare stack with this type of rocket, though. I don't know what that second stage is. Will there even be a next time for them? It's a good question, Sirius. I don't know. New company, new rocket. Not surprised. How about you? Yeah. It's not ideal, that's for sure. No space for you. Come back. 1 year. Next. Yeah. Next. Yeah, right. That sucks, man. You know, it's just... Yeah. I felt many shockwaves of Spaceport America Cup rockets exploding. I'm right there with you, man. The one time I went, you weren't there. No. Sad Jackson noises. Yeah, the H3 rocket didn't go either, guys. They had their hydrogen tank on their second stage depressurized in flight. Remember what we said about hydrogen always wanting to leak. If you don't give it a place to leak, it's going to leak for you. I just don't understand why people keep trying to build hybrid motors. I don't understand the allure of those at all, Phil. I really don't. They have 2 upper stages. One's a paraffin LOX and the CH4 in LOX. So it's... Brother. Maybe don't do full cryogenics on your first attempt to build a launch vehicle. Maybe don't do that. Like, am I a dick for saying that? Yeah, probably. Maybe we don't do that. How about we don't do that? As I said earlier, I hate to be so cynical, but how many of these hybrid designs have we seen and how many of them were successful? I think the only successful flying hybrid design right now, Steve, is Virgin Galactic. And that's human rated on top of that. I'd believe that, Cyborg, yeah. This is their second launch vehicle, at least. TLV was suborbital. It went well. Interesting. Hybrids aren't fully cryogenic. Did you miss the part where it said CH4 and LOX third stage, Dink? Or you just having trouble learning how to read good? TLV was paraffin too, so it's probably a big disappointment. Hey, Gray Bill, how are you? No, this is 2 stages. Why would... Thoughts on Tori Bruno leaving ULA? Brother, that's a curveball, man. That's a huge curveball. I did not see that one coming. I just happened to be on my phone right when ULA posted it, and I was like, so, fellas, very interesting thing, dudes. Tori Bruno resigned. He resigned. He did not retire. He resigned from his position as CEO United Launch Alliance. The statement from ULA said he is moving on to other opportunities. Now, yeah, I don't know what that means, to be 100% honest with you. I have thoughts. My mind's defaulting to some type of Golden Dome program. That's where my mind is defaulting to. Now, okay, so something very interesting here, dudes. Here, take a peek here. So this was my repost of it right when it happened. It was 8 hours ago. So check this out. This is the statement from ULA themselves. Read this. So this is a statement from Robert Lightfoot, ULA Lockheed Martin board chair, and Kay Sears, ULA Boeing board chair. United Launch Alliance is a joint venture between Lockheed Martin and Boeing. After nearly 12 years leading United Launch Alliance, current ULA president and CEO Tory Bruno has resigned to pursue another opportunity. Okay. We are grateful to Tory's service for ULA and the country, and we thank him for his leadership. Okay. Effective immediately, John Elbon is named as the interim CEO. We have the greatest confidence in John to continue strengthening ULA's momentum while the board proceeds with finding the next leader of ULA. Now listen to this part. This part, I'm not trying to read too much into this, but together with Mark Peller, the new chief operating officer, John's career in aerospace and his launch expertise is an asset for ULA and its customers, especially for achieving key upcoming Vulcan milestones. So ULA Tory Bruno left the president and CEO position, and they replaced the operations officer. He was this chief operating officer? Oh, okay. That was worded a little funny, or my judgment is completely off because my brain is in another place. All right. So let me read that again just to be absolutely sure. Effective immediately, John Elbon is the interim CEO. We have the greatest confidence. Okay. This implies that he was the operating officer. Okay. Operations officer. And Mark replaced him. Okay, cool. All right. Dude, when I first read that, I was like, they got rid of him and the operations officer? Sounds like Tory Bruno had a disagreement with management. Was a joke. This seems abrupt. Was there an incident? I don't know. Well, it sounds like Tory Bruno got another job. Didn't he also announce retirement, the chief operations officer? See, serious, I don't really know. The way if I'm reading what I saw here, it sounds like the operations officer was left too, but I don't know. Now, from my foolish opinion, could it be because Vulcan has seemed stagnant? ULA has had trouble scaling their stuff, but they were making pretty good progress. Mark Peller was a senior vice president of Vulcan Development and Advanced Programs. I don't know. Let me see. John Elbon was the chief operations officer, guys. He moved up to Tory Bruno's position. They did. I read it wrong. They did not clean house like I thought. Tory Bruno just left. So I don't know, man. This is very sudden. I didn't even hear a whisper of this kind of stuff happening. Yeah. Guys, in terms of like where he's going and what he might be working on, I told you, I'm thinking it probably has something to do with Golden Dome. Tory, none of us might, people might not like this, but yeah, Tory Bruno is a disgustingly good missile engineer. Like, disgustingly good. He worked on THAAD and stuff. THAAD is like, it's called Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. Yeah. When you see them, if you see spy thriller movies and, there's that missile that can just kind of take turns and just kind of, looks like it's not flying like within the confines of physics and some like crazy thriller sci-fi movie. Yeah, that's that. That is disgustingly ridiculous. It is a high altitude area defense. ballistic missile intercept device. He worked on that. Tori's a disgustingly good missile engineer. Like, disgustingly good. Like, there's not anybody better in this country that can engineer a missile like that guy. Yeah, Diver, exactly. My guess is that he's probably going to go work on Golden Dome, which Golden Dome is another high-altitude defense program. That it's an anti-ballistic missile, an anti-hypersonic missile defense program that the current administration is trying to get going. Yeah, like I said, my guess would be Golden Dome. However, I noticed some very interesting timings here, and I haven't really done enough research because I've been away. And once again, I apologize. It's just, yeah, I'm really not having a good couple of weeks here, and I feel like I keep saying that. I do have plans for 2026. We're gonna right the ship, but that's. I did notice some things. So there are some correlations here. Some of them were pointed out to me. And once again, I haven't really done some research. This isn't very much me reporting the news so much as I'm at, like, we're kind of just having a conversation about it. Furnace said skill issue. Dude, I couldn't believe it. Now, fortunately, it was just, I got lucky, man. It's just some of the vacuum diaphragms on my, the vacuum diaphragms for the igniter. The igniter switch is vacuum actuated, and the vacuum diaphragms were just a little clogged up. And we blew out, me and my cousin came over, who's an HVAC guy, and we blew out the lines, and we're good. My draft inducer motor sounds like a jet engine right now, which is not great, but yeah. Starbase Live. The coyotes are down to Starbase. You hear that? Yeah. Yeah. We had those storms that came through, and some water got into my HVAC systems, apparently. What are you going to do? It happens. So I do have my theories about where Tory Bruno's going. Once again, my first and foremost theory is that he's working on Golden Dome. He's going to go back to working at Lockheed and work on Golden Dome. But there are some interesting correlations. Jared Isaacman just got confirmed as NASA administrator. And I did watch the entire town hall. Guys, there's not much of substance in there. You know, it's mostly what we've heard from Jared Isaacman in his Senate confirmation. But, yeah. That could be a thing. Could Jared have offered Tory Bruno a job at NASA? Maybe. Maybe. I wouldn't rule that one out. Tory's a defense guy, though, from what I understand. I think it's Golden Dome, dudes, but yeah, he could take a position with Jared Isaacman. Tory Bruno knows how to get stuff done. He's probably, like I said, that guy's probably the best in the business for bringing programs to operations. Guys, his resume for missiles is and just defense projects in general, anything that has to do with rockets is unmatched. Like I said, I would call that guy one of the foremost experts on like missile tech in the like developing a missile in this country. Like, he's very much at the top of the list. That guy is really gosh darn smart. Tory is deputy administrator. I would not do that. Would be sick. I think Tory Bruno is created Thad. Let's go. Oh God. He also admits that there's things that need work on and get caught up and try to improve things. Yep. If it's Golden Dome, wouldn't he go to a contractor or government? I would say, I mean, he might take a government position. Dude, if I knew how to engineer missiles, you'd be damn sure I'd be bidding on Golden Dome. Like, I mean, do we like missiles here? No. Do I cover missiles? No. I cover the rockets that go up and they stay up. And if they do come back down, they land. They don't explode. You know, current events notwithstanding, you know, that wasn't intended behavior, right? I had another crazy theory. There's no way that this is a thing, but I had another crazy theory. I don't know if you guys saw a post from Vast over the weekend, but look at this. So Vast announced that Kathy Leaders joins them as an advisor. From helping pioneering NASA's public-private commercial model to advancing a new era in low Earth orbit, Kathy's experience is a powerful addition to the Vast team. Vast poached Kathy Leaders from SpaceX. Kathy Leaders worked for SpaceX as the vice president, VP of Starbase operations. She was running Starbase. Kathy's still retired. She's just an advisor at this point. Yeah, so that means who's running Starbase?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, thanks, Josh. We appreciate that, man, a lot. Thank you. 103-month resub. Thanks, man. Tory Bruno to missiles is Kelly Johnson to planes. That's a good way to say that, Drew. He's the best, man. Dude, he can design, yeah, he can design as many missiles as he wants to. Tory doesn't like Elon, though. Money changes people's opinion pretty fast, Cirrus, wouldn't you say? I'd say that's entirely unlikely, but we have seen stranger things in the past. I never thought Gerst would work for SpaceX, but here we are. Shoot this down if you think it is crazy, but do you think it is all linked to ULA's alleged financial struggles? I think we can agree they took a gamble and lost, at least partially, with Vulcan. Someone threw him an insane offer, and there's essentially no reason to not jump ship from his perspective. Yeah, Steve, that could be. I don't think he jumped ship. The way they say that statement means like he got a job somewhere else. That's how I see that. I don't think he saw the writing on the wall. I don't think so, guys. I don't think that has a lot to do with it. Tory Bruno doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would jump ship. It's just my opinion. I've been following what he does for a long time, dudes, since he became CEO at ULA for 12 years ago. Tinfoil hat time. What if he got a buyer signed for ULA and he's moving forward before they announce it?
Go at throttle.
Possible. Diver, I would say that is in the realm of possibility. He resigned. Isn't that jumping ship? He resigned for they said he resigned for other opportunities, dudes. Like, that sounds like he found another job. They wouldn't say to pursue another opportunity unless he got poached and went somewhere else. He didn't retire. He didn't just leave. Could Jared have tapped Tory for a NASA position? I see that as inside the realm of possibility binary. It's hard to ignore that ULA lost all of its non-government contracts, excluding Amazon. I guess. He could have easily had issues with Boeing and Lockheed Martin and looked elsewhere. I don't know. Dude, I would be over and around the moon if he went to work for NASA. He is exactly the type of person that Jared Isaacman would need. Like, you need people like that. You need people with experience bringing projects online. I mean, Tory's a disgustingly good project manager. Like, dude, I have nothing but respect for that guy. Honestly, what he did for ULA is unreal. ULA was floundering. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they were floundering bad. Like, real bad. He not only turned that company around, but turned them to be one of the most profitable launch providers around. Seriously. him scoring that Project Kuiper contract, dude, that's like 38 Vulcan launches, dude. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot of rockets, man. Yeah, him spearheading that whole thing, you know, that's working with Jeff Bezos for propulsion, not a stupid thing to do. That was a stroke of genius. And yet it's still going under. ULA is still up for sale. Do we know that for sure? I don't think ULA is going under, ARJ, but I have said it myself. At this point, if you're making an expendable launch vehicle, you're going to get left in the dust. I think that's something that we can kind of all agree on. I mean, the writing's on the... That's why that New Glenn landing was such a big deal, dudes. And even to the extent UK3 or whatever you want to call it, the land space rocket, that it's a trend, man. It's a market trend now. Rocket Lab coming online with Electron, Relativity with Terran R, Stoke with Nova. This ain't going away. Reusability ain't going away, dudes. You know. So I don't think he left ULA because he was trying to jump ship. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I think he would leave ULA if he was just trying to jump ship at ULA. He would just retire. Tory Bruno has had a very, very long career in the American aerospace industry. His projects that he's worked on go well back into the 80s. He's been doing this for a very long time. Very long time. Oh, hello. What's up, SVO? The U.S. seems to be putting all their eggs in the same Elon-shaped basket. Yeah, Sig, I've said that, I think it's a very interesting point to bring up that, Commercial Crew and stuff. Is Commercial Crew successful? Is it a successful program? One of its main goals was to have multiple ways to get to the space station, and yet here we are. Just got home from picking up that Mustang in Florida, 15-hour day. What kind of Mustang did you get, SVO? So you're saying there's a chance the X-33 program comes back? That's never happening. Have we ever heard Tory talk about a dream project? He came out of Lockheed. Aqualex, I think he's going to work on Golden Dome. I think Golden Dome is that dude's dream project. Not much would get him away from ULA. Seriously, ULA, that's a cushy freaking gig, dude. The Eddie Brock one. Oh, nice. In a way, you could see Commercial Crew as Old Space versus New Space, and Old Space failed. It's a little stretch, but I see what you're saying. Can you explain how Golden Dome is possible when we would need more satellites than Starlink has ever put into orbit? Are we not allowed to launch more satellites into space? I'm confused. Also, it's a juicy, juicy defense contract, so... I mean... Tory likes living in Colorado, though. Lots of room for his horses. Yeah, that's right. Is there pictures of this car, SVO, in my project stuff or something? Yeah. Let me see. Oh, it's an S197, man. That's like my car. Except the front is not that wrecked. Damn. Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about this. Yeah. Bro, how much did you get this for? Wouldn't it be funny if Blue Origin poached Tory? That's a possibility, dudes. 4K after fees, 113,000 miles. Oh yeah, I was not having a good time when I replied to this. That's why I don't remember doing it. But also at the same time, dude, that is it a 4.6 valve with a supercharger on it? You still have that Mustang? How many miles on it? Uh, 76,000? I still have that Mustang, Steve, yeah. I hold on to my junk. Has GT350 brakes on it too. It was also a real well taken care of car. Oh man, if I owned that car, I wouldn't let them total it. That sucks. Bro, their loss is your gain though. That does not look like the core support's too screwed up, to be honest with you. Whoa, I just hit 55 on yours. Yeah, 76 on the dot, guys. I don't drive that Mustang in the winter. Seriously, it's like, you know, when the Cornet's out of here, I'll show it to you. I cut and buffed it to protect it. I cut and buffed that Mustang to protect it like about 2 months ago, right before the bad weather started coming in. And it looks real nice, man. Paint's still in pretty damn good condition. Yeah. That Mustang, my Mustang's throwing a 0442, P0442 code, the evap system. I think it's got a cracked filler neck. That's what happens with those cars. So it's throwing an engine code, and so I really haven't driven it too much. But I do take care of it. I start it every weekend almost. I start it and drive it around my yard. Is the F-250 my winter car? No. No, Brimo's car is. Filler neck seal is like $15 to $35. JB Weld is like $5. What's your point? What year? I have a 2008 Mustang GT. That's my daily driver in the summer. It's a 4.63 valve with a 5-speed behind it. It's got, like, what is it, a Tremec 3660 or something? Also, did you see the Jared Isaacman NASA admin count post about the H3 failure? Nice change of pace from other stupid posts. No, I didn't see that. Road to the Strata getting married to acquire a winter car. You don't really have a winter car, Steve. Like, so bonus is that I'm pretty much on Cape Cod. We live by the ocean. It doesn't snow much here. It did snow last week. Got about 5 inches of snow, but whatever. And then it rained a lot. I know, because I found a lot of that rainwater in my furnace this morning. Don't worry, it won't get in there again. So, dude, I live by the ocean, and it doesn't snow much, and they don't salt the roads much. And that, and Bree and I work from home, so. What's a winter car? We got no winter here in Noland. Yeah, you guys don't know what a winter beater is. It was an Army veteran's car, so crayons. He likely just took the check and upgraded the car to a 5.0. It upgraded to a 5.0. Yeah. 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 Interesting outdoorsman, yeah. What happened to H3? I heard, albeit this was on X, so I'm not sure the validity of it, guys. I've been trying to stay in touch with Space News. Their second stage hydrogen tank depressurized during ascent, and it did not have the Delta V to get into a stable orbit. So, yeah, beautiful area, by the way. I want to make it back out there one of these days. Oh, yeah, no, it's nice. The point I'm trying to tell you is that we don't drive them on salted roads too much. Well, Brimo's car, we drive on salted roads. But, yeah, like my car, I just wait until it rains, because it's gonna rain, because I'm near the ocean. You just wait till the rain washes all the salt off the road, then go. When I lived up in the city, dude, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that because it stayed dry. We weren't by the ocean. So, Steve, we get the opposite. Having the ocean to my east, I get the opposite of the lake effect. So I mean, you know the lake effect. I don't need to tell you that. I get the opposite of that. So if the storm is approaching the ocean, it heats up and it just turns to rain. Do you think the world will ever get Mach 5 planes? Yes, we already have that topical fish. We already have those. Okay. Tinfoil Santa hat time, okay? I think the SR-71 can go past Mach 5. It just, not some crazy conspiracy, just with how the J-58 and the Ramjet works. So the SR-71, the CIA's spy plane that they made in the 60s, or 50s technically, that I think it can go past Mach 5. And honestly, I think the XB-70 could go past Mach 5 as well. I think, honestly, the limitations there aren't your propulsion. The limitations are the actual materials that you make the plane out of. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that the SR-71 can go Mach 5 once. And the the XB-70 could probably do it as well. The SR-71's fastest speed that's been acknowledged, that's in Lockheed's own terms, is Mach 3.2. It can absolutely go faster than that. Now, in terms of like Mach 5 planes for you and me to travel on, maybe in the future, topical, sure, maybe. Yeah, your limitation, dude, J-58s can push you to Mach 10. Seriously, you'd need a thermal protection system on your plane at that point. Like, I'm serious. The SR-71, they got around this by making the fuselage out of titanium. The entire plane's titanium, which is just... That is an absurd undertaking, even by today's standards. What was the Concorde's top speed? Concorde can go Mach 2.2. It has 4 Olympus 593 engines on it with SNECMA afterburners. So it was a French afterburner and an English motor. But the Olympus engine is disgusting. Dude, that is a really, really powerful engine. That is like the jet engine equivalent of like a big block Chevy. It's a big, hefty, howling, powerful son of a gun, man. And they put afterburners on it for the Concorde because I want to go fast. Now, to be 100% fair, does the Concorde go as fast as an SR-71? No. Does it go as fast as an XB-70? No. But getting something that big to go that fast is really, really, really impressive. Especially considering it's not a military plane. Like, that's pretty impressive, dude. Yeah, for that long, exactly. You know, it's like what sparked this conversation when I was talking to Topical just a second ago. I think the SR-71 can go Mach 5. I think it can. I just don't think it can do it for very long. And if you, like, one wrong move and you die. So from my understanding, Golden Dome sats will have space-based interceptors. So when did you become okay with putting weapons in space? When did I ever say during this entire stream that I was okay with this? Do not put words in my mouth, RJ. I'm not in the mood for that. Don't do that crap. I didn't say I was okay with it. I just said I think that's where he's going. I've never given you an opinion on Golden Dome, and I never will. Other than I don't like weapons. Do not put words in my mouth. Again, I'm not even kidding. Scott Manley said that he thinks one of the hydrogen valves failed and leaked pressure. It's possible, Rares. I mean, there's only so many things that could go wrong there. That's why Concorde was used to study the sun's corona for about an hour during an eclipse. Yeah. Can I send a space news link? Sure. Not sure if I talked about it. Rocket Lab is buying a laser company. Yeah, go ahead, C-Mac. Interesting, Chris. That's cool. Rocket Lab is pursuing every part of the space value chain. Rocket Lab is anticipated to close their acquisition of laser communications equipment manufacturing Mynaric in first quarter 2026. Peter Beck says, Rocket Lab is pursuing every part of the space value chain. We launch our own rockets, we build our own satellite constellations and volumes, and now we're closing on the final step and most valuable part of the space economy, operating our own constellations to provide data and services from space. Oh boy, more data centers.
This is space. I'm in space.
Yum Food, gifted a sub. Thank you. An entire Soviet submarine called the Alpha class had a fully titanium hull, which I personally find crazier than the SR-71 given how huge a submarine is. Well, the Soviet Union had a lot of titanium mines, dude. It's going to get pretty crowded up there. They call it space for a reason, dude. We might have liftoff on Long March 12. With all due respect, Phil, I don't care. Did you see Starlink grew another 1 million subs in 47 days? That's cool. Are you woefully uninterested in the space data center thing? No, not uninterested, man. I see the play, Steve. I really do. I see the play with space data centers. It's not a bad idea. You know, yeah, there's the cooling problem, but the cooling problem becomes very easy to solve when you have no power bill. Think about all the electricity a data center zaps up. Like Microsoft is looking at reactivating nuclear power plants to power their damn data centers. You know? If the power bill is nothing, if you have zero utility cost, solving the thermodynamic problem of putting a data center on orbit is not that big of a deal. I mean, think about it, dude. Think about the capital investment needed for a data center and then the utility bill that comes with it that you don't have. Yeah, at first that becomes a hard problem to solve. But if you employ a swarm, a proliferated low Earth orbit constellation of data set of like basically the cloud in the clouds, a swarm of satellites that make up a gigantic data center, dude, that problem becomes very easy to solve. It'll basically pay for itself in a couple of years because you don't have a power bill. Right? Think about it, dude. You don't have a power bill. Do I have a problem with all that crap that we're sending up there? Yeah. Yeah. But something that I've been thinking about, dude, is... Something that I've been thinking about is that, like, look, you know, Kessler syndrome is a problem because we don't have enough ways to get into space to go and tackle that problem. Long story short, in the past, it's been too expensive to go up and get the debris. But if we got stuff like Falcon 9, like Nova, like Terran R, New Glenn, we get stuff like that that lowers the dollar per kilogram to orbit, this is not going to be an issue. Kessler syndrome is not, I mean, yeah, it can happen, but okay, send up a rocket to go get rid of it. That was the big issue. It doesn't make sense to go and get some of this damn debris because you have to pay for a whole rocket launch to get up there. Well, if the rocket launch, if the cost to launch something up into space to go and deorbit satellite debris or whatever goes lower than the cost of salvage and scrapping of said satellites, guys, then there's a potentially lucrative business model there. Think about it. Just something to consider. Do I think that we'll get to that point? So for the datasats, would they use nuclear energy on a nuclear thermal engine base? I think solar panels are more than enough to solve this problem. We need something with downmass capacity, maybe to bring back some of the precious metals. Not a bad idea. NVIDIA wants their transistors back. Yeah, Blackness, exactly. Tell Jensen Huang that there's RAM up on those satellites, and he'll be like, what? You know? Well, maybe not Jensen Huang. Tell Sam Altman there's RAM up there. Or Elon or whomever. He'll be like, How would you dissipate all the heat, though? You only have radiation to do so. A bigger radiator? A bigger radiator. Yeah, I agree, Galaxy. I think that's right. I think Tori Bruno's going to go get his hands dirty somewhere. We'll see. Most valuable thing about the stuff in space is the fact that they're in space. If we lower the launch cost to a certain extent, Aqualex, that's not true. But currently, yes. But that'll change. That will change. It's trending in that direction. Yeah, Bob, there you go. I mean, Deadbringer, am I missing something here? Just make a bigger radiator. Once again, dude, is that a hard thing to do? Just make a bigger radiator? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Thermal management in space is a huge deal. That's a huge problem to solve. But that's just a singular problem to solve. Data centers, terrestrial data centers are going to have a utility bill for a long time, dude. Long time. Yeah, like I said, I see the play. It makes sense. I personally don't think that building a bigger radiator on a satellite is a harder problem to solve. I really don't. I haven't watched it, DH, yeah. We've solved the heat dissipation since the 90s. It's not that hard. Yeah. The sack nozzle ejection video is in slow-mo. Watch the top right bush. Oh, yep. Yep, that's gone. Yep. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it went up there. Wait, more sats, more sunshade to help climate change while harvesting the energy? I don't think we're talking about that big a satellite, Martin. Yeah, Skogs, it's ridiculous. What's stopping Earth data centers just building solar on site with battery backup, making space-based data centers? So, solar power down here isn't nearly as good as solar power up there. The reason why is because the light gets diffused by the gas in our atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, solar power still works really well down here. Long story short, the atmosphere is in the way. Think about it like if you're a scuba diver, right? And you go down to a certain depth, it just gets dark, right? Same idea, but with gas instead of liquid. With how SpaceX does the transport missions, is it viable to send a second stage core with 50 to 100 microsats that are just basically an engine with a claw? I mean, Katra, if the price to send stuff up there goes down, sure, why not? Hey, Sea Kraken, what's going on? What's the schedule for this week, if you don't mind me asking? I'm streaming today. I'm going to attempt to stream tomorrow. I got to go to the dentist because I chipped a tooth, and I am in a very, very high amount of pain right now. But I'm powering through it. We're good. I got a lot of painkillers. They'll wear off in a little bit. So I want to do a nice long stream tomorrow, but at this point, guys, I can't guarantee nothing. I could probably try to get in here on Christmas Eve in the morning, but in the afternoon I gotta go. And then Christmas Day I'm probably not gonna stream because I'm not going to. I'm gonna go spend some time with my family. Friday should be open. Should be, if something else doesn't break. And then on Saturday I get on a plane, and then the last week of this year is basically a wash because I'm going to be in Michigan. You're going to do another state of the stream when I get back hired, yeah. Topless said my winter car after Christmas. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. My summer car is going to come out when I am in Michigan. At a funeral. Just the icing on the cake that is this year, dude. Hey, Merry Christmas, Pauls. Thanks for the amazing coverage this year. Yeah, no problem, dude. The stage for Long March 12 has failed. Oh, no! Anyway. Yeah, Meat Snacks, it's not fun. Yeah, Drunar, Dude, at this point, I'm just mentioning all the snafus that have been going on just because it's ridiculous. It's funny at this point. I'm just, like, dude, I've reached, like, falling down levels of not caring about things. It's just, all right. I'm not giving you my goddamn briefcase. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I got out of the shower this morning. I'm like, okay, all right, new day. Let's get ready to stream. All right, what do I got to do today? Man, it's a little cold in here. Go up to the thermostat. Your furnace is broken. I'm like, all right, go look. Let's go fix it. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, man. Sure. The Long March 12A landing failed. Oh, no. Anyway. That's just terrible. You hate to see it. You may be cursed. I don't know what I did, ARJ. I must have broken a mirror or something, dude. You left your car in the freeway, didn't you? I did have to do that at some point this year, yes. I get that. It's hard not to laugh sometimes. I have a customer trying to do a chargeback on over $4,000 worth of stuff. Sounded like a dirt bike. Let's look at the positives. You finished summer car. BF6 came out. Car's getting put back together, not torn apart. You saw Super Heavy land. I did see Super Heavy land twice, and that is pretty cool. Now, like, fellas, the first 6 months of 2025 were amazing. I had a good time. It was fun, man. We had a lot of fun. We were doing a lot of good stuff. It was right around July. Like, I took my summer break and I came back, and that's when things started really going wrong. You're at James Webb levels of mirrors at this. That dude, I don't even. At this point, nothing surprises me, dude. Like on Friday, I went to stream, lost power. It didn't come back. It came back right when Flame Trench started. So I went and got some food, chipped a freaking tooth, did Flame Trench in an ungodly amount of pain. I wanted to do after hours, but I'm just like, you know. So I went and freaking lied down. Saturday, I was done, dude. I didn't do anything. Sunday, I went to go visit my folks because I believe in doing that at least once a week. Monday, I'm like, it's a new week. Let's go. It's new. Furnace blew up. I'm like, it's all right. Okay, cool. I got to go to the dentist tomorrow. Most likely get a root canal for my tooth that's destroyed. Now, the tooth is mostly my fault. That's past EJ's discretions there. I did not take care of my teeth, guys, throughout my 20s. I didn't, and I'm paying for the repercussions of that now. So You know, the plan is to do a full stream tomorrow, but who knows what's gonna happen at the dentist, you know? You're sucked at the second week of December. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. You anger the gods by not returning to Starbase. You guys said don't go back to Starbase, not me. I wanted to go back. You guys said don't. Hopefully you spent all the bad luck points. I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, hopefully we get some streaming in over the next 2 days. I wanted to do really long streams Monday, Tuesday, and, you know, into Wednesday, but I'll try to keep the weather away from you, no promises. Okay. Fluffy, do not tell me you bought this. Oh, okay, good. Jeez. Yeah, Sig, that's right. If you know, sometimes when you get a root canal, the anesthetic doesn't work, and you feel everything, and yeah, just fun. Negative, good, don't. You're gonna have bad weather tomorrow, unfortunately. Cool, nice control room. Thanks, Zap. With all due respect, why don't you care about Long March 12? I think it's a pretty cool rocket, considering it's designed to be partially reusable, affirming the movement towards reusable rockets. People keep asking me about it. I'm not really that big of a fan of Chinese rockets, dude. Not because they're Chinese, but because, I tried covering some of their space program a little while back, and they claim VODs on YouTube. Hey, party hats from SVO. They claim VODs on YouTube. They demonetized some of my videos. Yeah. I'm not... Yeah. No quarter, dude. Frick them. Yeah. They demonetized like an 8-hour VOD because I showed footage of rockets, of Chinese rockets launching. So, yeah. I'm not too happy with them right now. I also find it very funny that, yeah, exactly, All Systems. The company that holds no regards to copyright is copyright striking my YouTube videos. That's, yeah. Yeah, I don't care. That sucks that it blew up, dude, but yeah, I don't care. That's terrible. Yeah, and that's cool that, you know, other nations are pursuing reuse, but I really don't care. I'm just, yeah. Sent you a DM. To put a smile on your face. Okay. Yeah, there's also that, Zeros, for sure. Yeah, so I'm not really too personally, Orbits, too happy with them. I don't really care. I'm bumming. That sucks that it blew up, dude. You never want to see that, but also at the same time, if I showed you it, they'd claim the video, so oh well. Yeah, there you go, Fluffy, for sure. But yeah, that's neat that other nations are willing to try and throw their hat into the ring for reuse, even if it's just a copy of our hat. Yeah, exactly, Nader. That's right. So yeah, that's where I'm at, dudes. I tried to give some equal coverage.
Oh, this is space.
And it came back to bite me this year, so I won't talk about your space program if that's how you feel about that. Hey, C-Mac. Gifted 10. Thank you very much. Like, do I want to be a dick about this? No, not really. I'd love to show that their commercial programs are taking off, but they just claim my videos, so whatever. Whatever, dog. Hopefully that clears things up. C-Mac, hey, thanks, man. It's freaking cold today, dude. It's freaking cold, guy. Did you watch the Handbit Nano? Yeah, they're, that hybrid booster didn't like being a hybrid booster for very long. But, yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, boy. Not very being chilling. Being chilling, I sure. Yeah. I can't wait for a Starship to start rolling. It'll happen soon, Chris. I hear about your teeth. I had 2 teeth that need to come out, but I gotta wait till 2026, so lots of Tylenol. That's basically where I'm at, Charles. I'm just... the painkillers are gonna wear off, and it's... yeah. So, if you're wondering why you should brush your teeth, if you chip a tooth and it gets down to the nerve, if you've ever had a brain freeze, like when you're eating ice cream, that perpetually, it doesn't go away. It's just it feels like a brain freeze for, yeah, until they fix it. It hurts a lot. I think I'd rather get punched in the stomach, like multiple times, than have that happen. Have a hammer and a punch if you need it. I don't think that's going to help, but thank you. Why is the Artemis 2 crew carrying what looks like gas bottles attached to their legs? Their suits will be hooked up to the capsule, won't they? Yeah, so the Artemis 2 crew did a test, did a countdown test the other day. Let me see. You're talking about these bad boys. Those things are in case something goes wrong. Oragel helps. Oh, I got plenty of that. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's basically a peep, Martin. Yeah. So, these are tanks that are there in case something goes very wrong. And the capsule has a sudden depressurization. Think of that as your oxygen mask that comes down. Now, don't get me wrong. They will be connected into the ECLIS on the system. That's what these anodized plugs are for on the spacesuits. That's what those are for. But also, those are there in case something, if you get a cabin depress, and your environmental control systems break, it'll pump oxygen into your suit. Why would something go wrong when the life support system is so well tested? Why 2 colors? In and out? That's correct. Intake and exhaust. I'm missing a part of a tooth, but it doesn't hurt anymore. Well, you killed the root, Galaxy. Yeah, that means the nerve died, which means that you have decay into the root of your tooth, which means... So, fellas, I had a wake-up call, like I said, about 1.5 years ago. I had a tooth back here, and that what you said, Galaxy, happened, and it got infected. It got infected, and the entire side of my face swelled up like a balloon. Not great. I went to the freaking hospital. I don't think I told you guys about that, because it's really embarrassing. Oh, thanks, Charles. So, yeah, that's, yeah, yeah, that was a wake-up call. So I had them pull what was left of that tooth, and honestly, this might seem a little bit gross, but, that tooth is in my medicine cabinet, what's left of it, in obviously a sealed, like, kind of container. And every day during my morning routine, I open up my medicine cabinet to, get my deodorant and stuff to put, so I don't smell like a gym locker. And I see it, and it reminds me to brush my teeth. That worked. Now, this chipped tooth, that, once again, guys, I did not take care of my teeth in my 20s and even into my 30s a little bit, and I'm paying for that now. Yeah, I asked for it, Steve, and they were like, what? I'm like, I'm putting it in my medicine cabinet, and I brush my teeth every day, dude. Look. But the damage, a lot of damage already got done, dude. Once you start losing the enamel on your teeth, even if brushing your teeth is not going to fix it too much, Yeah, DH, yeah. They had to get the swelling down, and then they had to drain it, and it was terrible. So yeah, I brush my teeth all the time, guys. But yeah, this is just pain. Like I said, the tooth really isn't bad luck. That's my fault. This one is absolutely my fault. You should have brushed your teeth every day. Did you go over the new Battleship announcements? No, I didn't. You don't have to floss all your teeth. It's just floss the ones you want to keep. That's right. So belt fed, I use a water pick. When I brush my teeth, I brush everything, right? And then I use a water pick to clean out in between. The water pick works really well. Only floss if something is really stuck in there. And then mouthwash it out. That usually keeps everything nice and copacetic. But once again, the damage is already done back here, dude. That was going to happen anyway. Did you see the images of the CZ-12 landing attempt? Nope, I did not. So I have a water pick, Vin. It's like a squirt gun that shoots out high pressurized water, and if you can floss with it. It doesn't replace it completely, but it works pretty damn well, and it's quick. Just and then you're done. What could have happened with what? I don't know. It's on fire. The stage is on fire. I can't show it on stream, dude. They'll claim it. I'm not taking any chances, dude. You switch to a hydroxyapatite toothpaste. That stuff is amazing. It fills the tiny holes in your teeth. Really? All right. Summary based on what I see. The rocket seemed to unzip from top to bottom. Oh well. Let me see. Let me see what Long March 12 is. Hold on.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I heard about that, Aqualex. That would be really nice. Hey, MacB, 59-month resub. Thank you. Tim dropped a new Tor Stoke. I haven't watched it. I was actually going to probably watch it a little bit later tonight. So that's Long March 12, huh? Alright, I'm only going to show it for a second, dudes, because, yeah, who knows? Huh. Okay. I don't think it's a Falcon 9 ripoff so much, guys. I don't think it is. I do believe that rocket has 4 nozzles. It has 4 nozzles in the first stage, not 9. So it ends up looking kind of like Firefly Reaver or even Soyuz 5 to an extent. I think China is very much learning that you can't just attach grid fins and landing legs to a stage and then expect to get it back. Yeah, that seems to be what's going on over there. But that's not to say that they couldn't learn. Jog the VOD. It's fine, dude. People are saying it made it to orbit. Well, that's good. We don't want them learning. Apparently that hasn't taken place yet, John. As it turns out, maintaining control flying backwards through Mach 5 isn't easy. Yeah, guys, I also wanted to show something real quick. This is... Okay, so Michael Caine took those pictures. I'm trying to find the official pictures. I believe these are the official pictures. I noticed something, fellas. Okay, yep, no. So this is off of Space Coast Live. The Artemis 2 crew did a crude countdown demonstration test. Fellas, I had a question. Where's the canoes? I link the official pics in the Discord to you in Discord DM. Well, that's just NASA's B-roll stuff, but yeah, you just linked NASA's image archive. So yeah, the canoe isn't there. They seem to have a new crew transport vehicle, here. That is absolutely not the canoe. It looks like a freaking Sprinter van. A Mercedes. It could be fellas, it could be a Dodge Sprinter van. I do believe that's an Airstream. I think that's an Airstream trailer, or an Airstream RV. Here, let me show you another picture. That looks a lot like what Starliner has. Yeah, see where the Mercedes 3-star logo should be, or the 3-point logo is an A. It's an air. That's a Mercedes Sprinter van that's been modified by Airstream. So that's how they got around it, guys. Airstream is an American company. Nothing wrong with Sprinters. Deadbringer, I didn't say that there was, dude. I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't think Sprinter van when I think astronauts going to the moon. I'm sorry. On that topic, what the heck is a canoe? So NASA procured vehicles for Artemis 1 from a electric vehicle startup called Canoe. Yeah, they procured those from some weird random startup that made a couple electric vehicles. And don't get me wrong, the canoes are actually kind of cool. I don't necessarily mind them. So what Canoe's business model was to make a skateboard. What is in automotive technology? What a skateboard is just basically make one chassis and then you could put whatever you want on it. It's not a bad idea. They just had some real problems scaling, and then they weren't able to scale at all, and they went bankrupt. And that's why NASA has the Sprinter van now. Yeah, NASA dumped it. Fellas, you know, I'll be honest with you. You're going to buy an Airstream. You're going to buy a freaking specialized Airstream trailer. You're gonna go buy that when this exists. When this exists, you're gonna buy that. This is a thing. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Yeah, no. Let's buy an Airstream instead. Let's buy a $200,000 Airstream. Okay. You know, I'm just putting it out there, homies. That's Now, don't get me wrong, in the past, NASA has tapped Airstream to make whatever, right? Like, Airstream made the Shuttle Crew Transport Vehicle, and, yeah, there was an Airstream 310. Now, but, dude, there's hundreds of thousands of those Rivian vans. You know, NASA bought the canoe, they procured those canoes because they wanted electric vehicles, because electric vehicles are the future. Yet they went back to a diesel-powered Sprinter van made by Airstream. Who is in charge of procurement here? Can we slap them, please? What did they use for the shuttle? They used an Airstream 310. Really, really cool vehicle. Here. Airstream 310s are a... classic, dude. It's a caravan, Geeson, but look at this thing. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, hell yeah. That's sick, man. What was the one from Gemini? Guys, they basically, so they used RVs for Apollo. They used a modified RV, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, that's right. NASA won't use canoes. NASA switches to Boeing for Artemis astronaut transport vans after Canoe goes bankrupt. Yep. These fully electric vans were supposed to be environmentally friendly and would not produce emissions, as they would take Artemis astronauts to the Space Launch System rocket that goes to the moon. According to the contract, it cost NASA $147,000 for 3 vehicles. They filed for bankruptcy a year ago. As of October, NASA's leasing Boeing's Astrovan. It's the same one as Starliner, just with an Artemis decal on the side. What happened to the 310s from the shuttle program? They're in museums. Well, it's not like it was being used. Bro, do they even think about this stuff? Bill, do they even think about this? Like, that's the best you could come up with? That's just, oh, let's just use Starliners? That's it. That's it? NASA's got the canoes, so where are they at? Where are they now? They canceled the contract, Mutter. It's paying 150 G's for 3 of them. Cancel the contract. Because Canoe went out of business. But they already got them. They cited maintenance costs for canceling the contract, and then just these Starliners transport vehicle. Yeah, not like Starliner was using it. Why is the flag backwards? Stars into the wind, Katra. Always. If the flag is on a vehicle, the stars always point towards the front of the vehicle, no matter what side the flag is on. The idea is that if it was a sailing ship, and you were looking at that sailing ship from the starboard side, the stars would be into the wind. That's flag code, baby. That's why the flag's backwards. It's not like Starliner is that busy. Yeah. Speaking of Starliner, the safety board is mad for the handling of Starliner. They should be, outdoorsmen. Starliner... Dude, I can't prove it. They were very laissez-faire with their analysis, particularly when it comes to pulse width modulation thermal flux on the thrusters. By their own admission. Which is not great. Going the other way would be showing retreat. We always advance. We're not retreating. We're just advancing in a different direction, man. That's right. Yeah, so interesting that they're back to the Astrovan. But, yeah, what are you going to do? Again. But yeah. Article from ours on Starliner. What's that, Phil? Oh, that's that article that Outdoorsman was talking about. So this is an article from Stephen Clark. For the better part of 2 months last year, most of us had no idea how serious the problems were with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft docked to the ISS. A safety advisory panel found this uncertainty also filtered through NASA's workforce. On its first crewed flight test, Boeing's Starliner delivered NASA astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sonny Williams to the space station in June of 2024. They were the first people to fly to space on a Starliner spacecraft after more than a decade of development and setbacks. The astronauts expected to stay at the ISS for 1 or 2 weeks, but ended up remaining in orbit for 9 months after NASA officials determined it was too risky to return them to Earth in the Boeing-built crew capsule. Wilmore and Williams flew back to Earth last March on a SpaceX Dragon. Starliner capsule was beset by problems with its maneuvering thrusters and pernicious? Stephen Clark's going way into the thesaurus here. Yeah, helium leaks on its 27-hour trip from the pad to the ISS. Pernicious? Bless you. For a short time, Starliner Commander Wilmore lost his ability to control the movements of a spacecraft as it moved in for docking to the space station in June of 2024. Engineers determined that some of the thrusters were overheating and eventually recovered most of their function, allowing Starliner to dock with the ISS. There was concern in real time that without the recovery of some control, neither a docking nor a deorbit could be controllable, and that could have led to the loss of vehicle and crew, said Charlie Precourt, a former space shuttle commander and now member of NASA's Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel. Hey, Charlie Precourt's from my neck of the woods, dude. He's from Boston. You can look it up. Pretty cool. Given the severity of this anomaly, NASA wisely and correctly used the safe haven of the ISS to conduct testing and engineering on the ground to analyze the various recovery options. Okay, we know what happened. But, let me see. Nice hat. Hey, Yule, what's up, man? Pernicious. Pernicious. Ooh. Got a lot of languagers in chat. No, thank you. I could not say that word. My brain is just absolutely fried right now, guys. Throughout that summer, managers from NASA and Boeing repeatedly stated that the spacecraft was safe to bring Wilmore and Williams home if the station needed to be evacuated in an emergency, but officials on the ground ordered extensive testing to understand the root of the problems. Buried behind the headlines, there was a real chance NASA managers would decide, as they ultimately did, to not put astronauts on Boeing's crew capsule when it was time to depart the ISS. Precourt said officials from Boeing and NASA's Commercial Crew Program, which oversees the agency's Starliner contract, were signaling return on Starliner was the expected outcome. Other NASA entities in the decision process were not in concurrence. As a result, there was significant stress on the workforce, with many believing the sole objective was to determine a means by which they could enable crew return on Starliner. It would have been better, Precourt and other panel members said Friday, if NASA made a formal declaration of an in-flight mishap or high-visibility close call soon after Starliner's spacecraft troubled rendezvous with the ISS. Such a declaration would have elevated responsibility for investigating to NASA's safety office. Got to read the Precourt quotes in Southie. Yeah, jeez. The ASAP, he doesn't talk like that, dude. He talks like me, believe it or not. I'm just saying, he doesn't have the accent. We're from the suburbs, dude. We only have a hint. Just a little hint. Just a little hint. The ASAP finding is the lack of a declared in-flight mishap or high-visibility close call contributed to an extensive, excessive period of time where risk ownership and the decision-making authority were unclear. Yeah. You guys remember when in talking about Orion's heat shield, how NASA doesn't follow their own rules and that could be an issue? Interesting. That's weird. Yeah, that's really strange. NASA procedural requirements stipulate that the agency should declare a mishap in the event of an injury, destruction of property, or mission failure. A high-visibility close call is an incident senior NASA leaders judge to possess a high degree of programmatic impact or public, media, or political interest, including but are not limited to mishaps and close calls that impact flight hardware, flight software, or completion of critical mission milestones. This is familiar territory with the Starliner program. NASA declared a high-visibility close call before Starliner's first unpiloted test flight after it failed to reach the space station in 2019. Before then, NASA used the designation after the near drowning of astronaut Luca Parmentarno on a spacewalk in 2013. Yep, I remember that. The designation formally initiates an internal process within NASA's safety office to launch an investigation and serves as a way to document and retain lessons learned for future programs. Procedurally, investigation reports are tied to anomaly declaration, so they gain an official status in NASA records, Precourt said. Certainly, this particular anomaly deserves to be right up front and center for quite some time. Could almost say you were prescient. Sure. Invoking the designation also ensures an independent investigation detached from the teams involved in the incident itself, according to retired Air Force Lieutenant General Susan Helms, chair of the safety panel. I think are advocates of safety investigation best practices, and that is clearly one of the top best practices. I'm sorry, what happened with Luca? His spacesuit started leaking water inside of it, Flippers, in 2013. He almost drowned in space. Like, they were like, oh, frick, you need to come back inside, like, right now. Stop what you're doing, drop all your tools, get back to the airlock right now. Yeah, good times. Another member of the safety panel, Mark Serangelo, said NASA should formally declare mishaps and close calls as soon as possible. It allows for the investigative team to be starting to be formed a lot sooner, which makes them more effective and makes the results quicker for everybody. Mark Serangelo is ex-NASA as well. In the case of last year's Starliner test flight, NASA's decision not to declare a mishap or close call created confusion within the agency. A few weeks into Starliner's test flight last year, manager of NASA's Commercial Crew Program, Steve Stitch, told reporters the agency's plan was to continue to return on Starliner and return them home at the right time. Mark Nappy, then Boeing Starliner program manager, regularly appeared to downplay the seriousness of the thruster issues during press conferences through Starliner's nearly 3-month mission. Specifically, there's significant difference philosophically between us. We will work towards providing the Starliner we will work toward providing the Starliners safe for crew return versus a philosophy of Starliners no go for return. And their primary path is on an alternative vehicle such as Dragon or Soyuz, unless and until we learn how to ensure the on-orbit failures won't occur on the re-entry with Starliner. That's a sentence, dude. Yeah, getting rid of the shuttle program, Bill, and you have a question. So, is this a product of shutting down the shuttle program? Well, flight operations has been going this whole time, but yes, the thrusters is something we figured out that Starliner's thrusters are derived from the shuttle derived, and they did have this exact issue with pulse width modulation in the shuttle program in the 90s, and they field fixed it. So, i.e., getting rid of the people that got those thrusters working. They stopped working for NASA like long ago. The latter would have been the more appropriate direction. However, there were many stakeholders that believed the direction of bringing them back down on Starliner was the best approach. This ambiguity continued through the summer months while engineers and managers pursued multiple test protocols in the Starliner propulsion systems, undoubtedly affecting the workforce. After months of testing and analysis, NASA officials were unsure if the thruster problems would recur on Starliner's flight home. They decided in August 2024 to return the spacecraft to the ground without the astronauts, and the capsule safely landed in New Mexico the following month. The next Starliner will carry only cargo to the ISS. The safety panel recommended that NASA review its criterion process to ensure the language is unambiguous in requiring the agency to declare an in-flight mishap or a high-visibility close call for any event involving NASA personnel that leads to an impact on crew safety. What a cluster frick, dude. Oh, dear. I can't believe they didn't declare that a mishap. I feel like I'm watching the Patriots game last night. You guys see that? Where they didn't call defensive pass interference after what's-his-face tackled, who was it, Booty or Stephon Diggs or whatever? They didn't throw a flag, and the defensive player was like, really? All right. Yeah, that's a real big problem. Was this during Bill Nelson's tenure? Yes. Don't worry, EJ. A certain new administrator is sure to read that. Was it as rough as the Lions game, though? That was a complete pile of crap, that game. The ending, dude. The ending of that game was so stupid. It was stupid. That was dumb. The Lions basically scored 3 times, and they were just like, nope. No, you didn't. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for Pittsburgh, but also... DK punching that guy was great. Bro, you punched a fan. How did he not get suspended? I'm confused. That was Aaron looking out for his home. I don't know. Whatever. He's asleep at the wheel, spoiled? Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what, dude? As screwed up as that sounds, I would have made that same call. I would have just had them come down on Dragon. have a lot to say about that game. I'm trying to put it behind you. It's bullcrap, dudes. Last 2 games, you guys have gotten robbed. But believe me, I watched all of them. Lions are my NFC team, dude. And they've been my NFC team, Bob, from even before I started dating and married Brimo. I've been a Lions fan for a long time, dude. Which is interesting because the Patriots are my #1 team. But, dude, I remember the Caldwell era. Oh, yeah. I remember that very well. That was not cool. The Lions got beat by Aaron Rodgers. Nah, they got beaten by the referees. And Aaron Rodgers happened to be there. And guys, I know refs, like, dude, I always say if you lose a game from one bad call, you probably deserve to lose in the first place. But also at the same time, one bad call is one thing. How about 3? The Seahawks are doing good right now, Jared. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I lost $45 on that game because my parlays all had Love on passing yards. Oh, no. I'm so upset that Love is not playing. How do you describe the Packers-Bears game? I didn't watch it, dude. Next week dispatch. Go Seahawks! Yeah. Don't think it's screwed up. You would have followed procedures and not been okay with losing thrusters when they did. Aqualex, dude, yeah. Which would likely have required them to come down on another craft due to the higher scrutiny. Thanks for taking Contreras off our hands. Yeah, we'll see how that transpires, Moist. Anyway. Come on, you know that was a dirty hit. I didn't see it, John, so I don't really know what you're talking about. I just don't like the Packers. It probably was. You're probably right. I just don't like the Packers, man. Anyway, yeah, spoiled. It was pretty bad. Like, you know what, man? The honest truth. Did the Lions run a pick play on that last drive? Yeah. Oh yeah. They picked Sla. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Was that pass interference on that last play? Yeah. 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 Yes, it was. However, brother, we're getting into, it's week, what is it? What are we at? Week 14, 13, 14, somewhere in there. It's getting to the end of the season. People are starting to vie for playoff spots. You're starting to see a lot of intensity in the game. Swallow the damn whistles. Okay? Swallow the damn whistles and let them play. Like, this is not, dude, you can't do that kind of stuff. Now, to be fair, they did swallow the whistle in the Patriots game. But also, that was blatant. It was pretty blatant. I don't know how they didn't see that. But 16, 17, yeah. Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas, and I hope Santa Claus can travel comfortably in his sleigh. Will it have rocket engines or reindeer? Both. Rocket-powered reindeer. Yeah, I know, Admiral. Yep. At least be even about it, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah, 1 is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. Yeah, Forever. Yeah, like I said, it's just... That Lions game was very frustrating. It was very frustrating as a Lions fan. It was just, it pissed me off. Like, I was getting mad. Bree got pissed. She was like, I hate football. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Lions got to win out, dude, and Green Bay's got to lose for them to make the playoffs. They really got to put their heads in the game. Now, on the other hand, the Patriots clinched playoff berth. First time in like 5 years. Primo's like, I still hate football for what it's worth. I have not seen the Stoke tour yet, Javine. Dude, I've been having a good couple of days. So I'm kind of not really caught up totally on space news, but it's the Lions. We're used to it. No. You did not deserve what happened to you guys the last 2 games. I'm sorry. You didn't. You did not deserve that. Commanders fan, I hate this season. Yeah, right. Rocket-powered reindeer, I guess they're angled outwards like an ISV to avoid blasting the crew module. Yeah, of course. No. The reindeers, so let's be real. The reindeers most likely have RCS on them, right? Because you got to think about it. You got to think about where are all the presents. The presents are on the sleigh with a gigantic overweight man. And the sleigh is made out of metal. Reindeers, last time I checked, not made out of metal. So, I mean, our center of gravity is really, we have a real rearward biased center of gravity for Santa's sleigh and his reindeer, okay? So the reindeers probably don't have rocket engines on them, like how we consider like outward firing rocket engines. They might have verniers on them, but they most likely have RCS on them. Like, think about, what's the hunter kill vehicle, the HKV? Probably like that. What do you think Rudolph's nose is? It's an RCS thruster, right? I mean, that makes sense. Santa's sleigh probably has your main form of propulsion on it, right? That probably has your main propulsion, if I had to guess. I mean, the engines usually are in the back. But because you have a clear rearward center of mass bias like the space shuttle, you're going to need RCS up at the front. It's a radome, not a thruster. Okay, so the thruster's got to be in the antlers then. That's why all the antlers point in all different directions, because those are thrusters, so they can... I mean, it makes sense. Actually, it's an FAA required beacon. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Rudolph's nose is a seeker head. Like a sidewinder. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But Rudolph's always got to have something else next to him. So if he's the seeker, right, the other one's got to be either a marker beacon or it's, it's your radome. I mean, look, this thing, Santa's sleigh is capable of short takeoffs and landing. It's also capable of, it's an STOL. It's an STOL type vehicle, so, I mean, you can land on a roof. That's not a lot of space to land. So, it's STOL, so it's got to have a downward-facing radar somewhere. It's got to be on the head reindeer, or at least on the reindeer's belly, like maybe in the harness or something. I am not doing that, Bill. I'm not building that. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? That's right. That's right. That's right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Santa takeoff and landing. No, it's a short takeoff and landing vehicle. STOL and hypersonic capable. It really is a very well engineered machine, to be honest with you. Ohio State put Michigan down this year. No matter what else happens, I'm a happy camper football wise. Yeah, why don't you go happily camp back in Ohio and stay there, dick. I think the radar altimeter is in the reindeers. Okay. All right, Dan. Yeah, that's probably right. It's actually sugar rocket based. That's why there's cookies at each. Well, glucose, you can get energy from that. My guess, Smirks, is that it's probably a Mr. Fusion, right? It's probably Mr. Fusion. I need fuel. And it's probably using some type of electric propulsion system, probably nuclear powered. I mean, because Mr. Fusion. We always see Santa going by on the sleigh. You never see what's in the sleigh. You could have a flux capacitor in there for all we know. Just saying. But it could be a flux capacitor that's designed to modulate 1.21 gigawatts into an electric propulsion system. All right? That's definitely a thing. You could absolutely do that. So you don't have to wait for the bolt of lightning. The thunderstorms usually don't happen in the winter months. I mean, it makes sense, dude. I mean, there's probably a reason why Jared Isaacman wants to do nuclear propulsion so much, right? Like, he wants to tap Santa's sleigh for a spacecraft. That makes this perfect sense to me. I'm in Ohio right now, unfortunately. Flew back home for Christmas with the family. Yeah. And he has a Mr. Fusion. He takes trash, converts it to power. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Mach 5 capable nuclear electric propulsion with, short takeoff and landing capability. It's pretty awesome piece of equipment. I need to know my audience better on stream. I guess that was funny, Dan. I'm just, just in case there's little ones watching. That's elf work for you. Man, they're good. I thought Kelly Johnson was good. Elfie Johnson is way better. Carbs for the physically active reindeer. Milk is a supplement to propulsion because Santa's lactose intolerant. Makes sense. It has to be a Mr. Fusion. There's a time dilation part of the equation. Elves don't do cost plus. Elves just get it done, okay? How do you think they manufacture so many toys? They just get it done, man. Just get it done. They're interdimensional, omnipresent manufacturing. Quantum computing? No. Quantum computing? No. Elves do quantum manufacturing. Just saying. What radar systems are we talking about on Rudolph? We know if there's a TCAS. I don't know, but it's got to be some type of... Well, I mean, it's obviously directional because it's where he looks, right? He's guiding the sleigh. I'm thinking it's a missile head, like on a Sidewinder missile. That's got to be what's there. Yeah, quantum storage as well. Quantum storage, quantum manufacturing. We're talking interdimensional assembly lines. Man, they really got to figure it out up there, don't they? LiDAR? I don't think Rudolph is using LiDAR, man. Rudolph's got to be using relative navigation. I'm not trying to open up that can of worms, man. You just reminded me of it. It's clearly LiDAR with the nose. Yeah, probably. They should switch to relative navigation. Relative navigation is the future. He has eyes. Yeah, right. It can't be LiDAR. He'd get on the naughty list. Yep. Elves are masters of international industrial espionage, and they don't believe in intellectual property either. No wonder Rook wants to get that technology. What if every time Santa leaves a certain area, he uses a flux capacitor to travel back in time a little bit, and that's how he gets the whole planet done in one night? It's gotta be. Mach 5 interdimensional, dude. That's why I think it's nuclear electric power. That's why the cookies are out, dude. You gotta leave the cookies out. You gotta leave the cookies out because he needs fuel. I need fuel! Weight has nothing to do with it. Actually, weight doesn't have anything to do with it because he's using quantum storage on the sleigh. Don't forget the milk. Yeah, that's right. Santa's bag of presents has to be a interdimensional portal, right? With probably what would be the equivalent of the day tank. So Santa can maximize time. He maximizes time in the air. Because think about it, you got to get this done in 24 hours, right? Hey, Cheeto, 71-month resub. It's got to get done in 24 hours. So the bag of presents is probably a link back to the North Pole. And the elves are probably manufacturing just-in-time manufacture. Holy shnikes, we figured it out. Just-in-time quantum manufacturing through an interdimensional portal into the bag of presents. So when Santa's flying between going from house to house, right? They tee up the next stuff and put it in the bag so he can get out of the sleigh and he's ready to go. And then when he gets back to the sleigh after delivering the presents, after coming down the chimney delivering the presents, he puts the bag back in the sleigh, tee it up with the next house. Genius. It's a dimensional depot from Satisfactory. That's how he's rolling, dude. Yeah. Yep. Zero storage cost, man. Damn. That's what I'm saying, Smirks. The Santa's bag of presents has to be like the equivalent of a day tank, but for presents. And inside the sleigh, it has to be an interdimensional portal. He's got to be able to hook the presents bag back up to the North Pole so they can get presents. I mean, it makes perfect sense, dude. Doesn't explain how he fits in the chimney. Ozempic. Bro, I handle the sled, all right? I mean, I figured out the sled. Ant-Man style, that's a good point. Where do you think they got the ideas? Stan Lee knows. He knew. He has a nether portal in the sleigh. Yeah, that makes sense. Kashiwazaki Kariwa's reactors have been restarted. Cool. Ho, ho, Ozempic. You need to write this as a children's Christmas book. A good idea. What part of any of this makes sense? Oh, only all of it? How else does he get to every house, dude? What do you think? He just flies? Dude, he has to be hypersonic. It has to be hypersonic. It has to be interdimensional. And you know what? To be able to zip from house to house so ridiculously fast, it has to be... Actually, you know what? The better way might to... if he has to deliver a bigger order, you might have to go down the chimney. But for the smaller stuff, you could probably use cluster munition. Probably use as a cluster munition. I mean, that makes the most sense. It's obviously alien technology. Not alien technology. You've got to use cluster. He uses a cluster present munition for the stockings, for the stocking stuffers. Because you got to think, Dan, he can't come down the chimney, Ant-Man style, get big, sit there, fill the stupid stocking up, right? Then place all the presents. You can't do that. No. It has to be done quick. Remember, we're talking about turn time here is key. It's a Moab. Maybe if somebody got a car as a Christmas present, then you might need to airdrop it out the back of the sled like Lape style. Low altitude parachute, It probably has to get done that way. Like you ever seen the Humvees like flying out the back of a C-130? Kind of has to get done that way. He's had this tech for 1,500 years. It's there's STAR. Santa trafficking arms regulations. It's very, very tightly. You thought ITAR was bad? STAR is even worse. Yeah, I see it, Hellfish. Yep. Or he has a bunch of elves with him. Yeah, he might. But the elves need to work on the manufacturing side of things, dude. Think of it like the Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka. Oompa Loompas don't run the place, all right? They work on the shop floor. The elves are on the shop floor. Santa's doing the missions. STAR, you mean? Yeah. Santa trafficking arms regulations. Yeah, if this technology got out, somebody else might be able to steal presents. We don't want that. We don't want none of that. Why not just use an interdimensional present nuclear munition? Well, he's got to go to each house. That's the thing. There's some pretty high stakeholder expectations for the sleigh here. You know what? We should discuss this more tomorrow. Bet he has some sort of rapid dragon on the sleigh. Yeah, it's possible. Rudolph's nose is the pedo heater? Oh, yeah. Santa's using air-to-air refueling. He doesn't need air-to-air refuel if he's using the cookies for fusion power. I mean, that's the other thing, guys. He's got to be able to go from house to house. That's going to require an insane amount of delta V. You need a huge impulse to do something like that. So yeah, you got to be. I mean, How much energy does a chocolate chip cookie have? We gotta figure this out. Let's see. Chocolate chip cookies' energy calories varies widely from around 30 to 80 calories for mini to small store-bought to 100 to 180 for medium homemade, 250 plus for large bakeries. How many kilojoules of energy here? All right, well, let's do 250 calories to joules. That's what I'm looking for. All right, what about kilojoules? Okay, all right, that's enough to make something happen. You can make something happen with that. How about if you fuse it all to carbon? I mean, like I said, a chocolate chip cookie has 1046 kilojoules of energy. That is usable. You can use that. Mother trucker, he ain't eating the cookies. He's using them for fuel. That's why you leave cookies. It makes sense, dudes. It makes perfect sense. What is this? No, I believe the elf theory. It's possible. What if Tori leaving is related to Santa? I mean, I don't know if Tori Bruno took a job for Santa, dude. I don't think he took a job for Santa, but he may have. Maybe he didn't want to work on Golden Dome. Maybe he wanted to work on Rudolph Dome or something. You know? Did you ever finish your big spaceship in Satisfactory? No. No, I didn't. Milk is just adding more weight. Well, the milk is the cooling system, Mock Diamonds. It's got to be. It's got to be the cooling system. Or he could just be thirsty. Either one. I'm still betting on the CL1201 idea. Well, you're not going to need the CL1201. You're not going to need something that big when you have quantum manufacturing and quantum movement, right? But Santa has to be there. He has to be at every single house. The only way you're going to do that is... The only way... I mean, the elves might... He might dispatch Elf Team 6 just to get in there, to get every present, like, locally. Santa might be, you know, working like an AWACS almost. An airborne warning and control system. You know, the flying planes with the radar dish on the top. He could be, you know... the sleigh could be flying proximity operations, and the elves could be. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. How many joules is an SR-71 engine? That's not how that works at all. Yeah, you know, you might be right. What if he's moved to drone delivery? That would be really sad to see elves replaced with drones, but it's possible. In this day and age, I mean, drones are very, very, very useful. The presents know where they are by knowing where they're not. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you like it, boss. Tori Bruno was hired by Santa to redesign the sleigh. Tori Bruno's good at high altitude area defense. That would be really good for present deployment. I'm just saying. Like, Bill, you vaguely recall an old solid propellant recipe for amateur rockets that was sugar and sulfur? Not something published on the net today because cooking the stuff was dangerous. Yeah, you could do that. Sugar has good impulse. Sugar doesn't have the best impulse. Glucose doesn't have the best impulse, but it's okay. You can make rockets out of it. You can make sugar rockets. That's a thing. They're not the most efficient around, but they work. Maybe Tori's replacing Tim Allen as Santa finally. Yeah, we should put this out into the Aether and see what happens. No. It wouldn't be able to tell us because... Can't spell trafficking right, idiot. Wait, use parentheses? Oh, okay. That would be the correct syntax. Yeah, this is a good idea. We should do this. I hope you get a facepalm from it. I think we should do this. Proofread it, guys. Oh, didn't say it right. No, that doesn't... See, I don't like this part. We should get rid of that. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to say arms regulations. That sounds ridiculous. We should just keep it short and sweet. Take away hot take. All right, cool. Post it. All right, cool. We get rid of the S-star stuff or the star stuff. Neither confirm nor deny. Just saying. All right. Hold. We gotta craft this. This tweet has to be perfect. This is me anytime I do this, dude. I always sit there and like look at it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, did I make any mistakes? You know? Here, how about he wouldn't be able to tell us because this is a top secret project. No, we'll just leave it at that. That's fine. I concur with Brimo. Hot take at Tori Bruno. No, I think. What do you mean? Just leave off the parentheses. Okay, cool. Remove, I think. No. I want to... No, we shouldn't do that. I don't want to do that like that, Bree. No. Sources say is funny. Okay. Yeah, anybody that knows me know I wouldn't do that, so yeah, okay. Yeah, my sources tell me Tori Bruno took a job with Santa on the terminal high altitude present delivery system. FAPS for short. No, I know, it's funnier that way. No, just sources say. All right. Fine. All right. Brimo, are we good? All right, here we go. And boom goes the dynamite. Let's put that one out. Let's put that one out into the aether. Let's see what happens. Starbase is busy tonight, dude. And boom goes the dynamite. This tweet, shuttle derived. Glad I stopped by for that. I hope everybody has a good Christmas, man. And had a good Hanukkah if you celebrate that. If you celebrate that. Hope you had 8 crazy nights of fun. You know he's gonna see this and he's gonna be like, oh, that guy. It's like that scene in Ace Ventura, like the beginning of the second Ace Ventura movie. We are all one here. He bends over and speaks from his rear. Oh, him. Oh, that guy, yeah. Oh, him. You need to tell Ryan Caden to make a Breaking Space episode from this week. Do you want me to crap post in the NSF Discord? I'll do it. Here. I will go into the NSF general chat. Hey guys, I have a hot take on Tori Bruno's new job. All right. You think I'm not doing that? I just sent it. That's autocorrect, Bree. Oh, this is fun. We're having fun. This is fun. Can confirm, Jay, he did in fact send it there. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. It's, hey, we don't know. That's part of being a journalist. You know, you put it out into the ether and then somebody tells you, no, that's not correct. He's working here. And then boom, we figured it out. Just saying. All right. Hey, 21st century. What's up, man? Ah, yes. Great journalism. I mean, that seems to be how everybody else does it to him. You know, like maybe we should just join. Maybe we should partake. I hope your reply is fitting. Confirmed re-entry vehicles now deliver presents, not payloads. THAPS achieves Mach 25 chimney penetration accuracy within 2 centimeters and has a 100% ho-ho-ho success rate. Yep. 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 Wait, where did you post on the NSF Discord? I posted in the back room Discord, the not the NSF like Membies Discord, Fluffy, but like like the real, and it's like the upstairs Discord, man. Oh, him. All right, who the hell was this? Who did that? You. Who did this? Oh, what is this? Who switched this on Head Games? Yeah, it's probably Toddbot. You're probably not kidding. Oh. Oh. Ow. All right. Wait, Aqualex, hold on. What is this? Let me. That is a dang shame. You know what, dude? We might be able to get away with just showing video of that, Aqualex. Here, how about this? You guys can imagine. We got to turn off the canard capture there. Rocking around your Christmas tree, have some Christmas with some Christmas lights. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got a, what do we got? A split bumper Camaro? Hell yeah. Actually, it's not a split bumper, but it still is a nice one. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. You know, that's how we all should decorate Christmas trees, man. That's how we all should do it. It should just, yeah, no, it should just go like that. We are not decorating our tree that way. Why? My living room might not agree with that. Why would you do donuts in your living room? Guys, you're not thinking about this right. Take the tree outside and then decorate it and then bring it back inside. Do I have to think of everything? Jeez. No imagination. You're right. No imagination. Too much work. Buddy, we're doing donuts around a Christmas tree. What do you mean too much work? Think it, dream it, do it. You'll see how that tweet's doing. Tankleberg, you dick. We need to start a THAP hashtag just so the discussion can start trending. Oh no. Reads Math. What's up, EJ? I missed you, man. I took a little break from social media for a couple of years to work on myself. I used to watch your KSP streams all the time. Glad things are going well for you. I mean, they're not right now, Reed, but you know, your boy will bounce back. Yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I'm doing it, relatively speaking, you know. I mean, Navy, you live in New York City. How would you do that outside? All right, that's fair. You'd need to go to like Union Square or something, or like Central Park and do donuts in the park. and then bring your tree back somehow. I mean, what is someone gonna call the police? Someone gonna give you a noise complaint? Last time I was in New York City, people were revving their engines up and down 10th Avenue until like 5 in the morning. Just saying, no one's gonna call. Oh, it's too loud. No, that doesn't happen. What am I missing? A little update. Last couple of months haven't been good for you, boy, Reed, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay relatively. But I'm here, and I still play KSP. I got a nasty toothache right now, dude. But I'm getting through it. I guess Raccoon City doesn't sleep for a reason. I've been there. I've been there, son. I've seen things. I know you've seen things too, but yeah. Anyway. I'm walking. Hey, oh, hey, look, I'm Sawyer. Oh, hey. Anyway. Yeah, donuts around his Christmas tree. I think we should do that. I'm going to do that next year. Yeah. But yeah, Reed's, yeah. EJ's going through a little bit of a rough patch. Old Papa EJ's going through a little rough patch, but I'll be all right, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming back, dude. It means a lot to me. I'm in serious talk for a second. What's the stream schedule like this week? Today, tomorrow, and Friday, and that's about it. And then next week I'm gone, dude. We gotta go to Michigan. I mean, I'll probably be back. Maybe Friday. Maybe. We might be back for New Year's Eve, in which case I'll probably pop in here with a case of beer and go. What about Wednesday? Yeah, I might be in here on Wednesday. I think like on Wednesday, on Christmas Eve, maybe we could come out here and do some car work in the morning, maybe. When KSA? When there's a little more into it. New Year's Eve bash. I don't know whether, guy. If we did do that, it would maybe. What payload capacity does each reindeer have then? Why are we looking at individual capacity? Hey, Flip, gifted 5 memberships over there. Thanks, man. I would love to, Weather Guy, but I don't want to do what I did last week and, waste anybody's time. Yeah, the first stream I want to do when I'm back is the state of the stream. I'm really trying to flesh out plans for, not having the stream suck complete butt when we get into January, like. You got 666 matches left, so I'm down to party on New Year's. Yeah. Yeah, guys, like month-long My Winter Car. Yeah, who did that? Who linked this? What is this? If there's a Topless Gun put a freaking VIN decoder. Why does he have a VIN decoder? You would only put a VIN decoder on here if there were multiple cars. More flight sim. Yeah, Doom. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, My Winter Car is probably going to release when I'm not here. If it comes out after Christmas, like what Topless Gun says, we might be able to play on Friday. It's possible. I guess you're looking for rare versions of cars. That means, Aqualex, that dude, you would only put a VIN decoder in the game if there were multiple cars to work on. Like, honestly, unless it's RNG for the type of car that you get for your winter car. You know what I mean? Nin base rip. Do not do that to me right now, Blackness, please. Please don't do that. Don't do that to me, man. I have ideas for what I want to do with the stream, and Kerbal is a part of that. A big part of it. I don't know, Cyborg, maybe. Yeah, Outdoorsman, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, if my order car comes out on Christmas Day or something, dude, or the day after, I'm in. Well, I'll be here. But on Saturday, Brimo and I have to go. We have to go to Michigan. And I'm not going to be back until next Wednesday. But why not start playing EU5? Then you can completely lose control of your life. Bro, Battlefield is making me lose control of my life, and that's not nearly as addictive as EU5. Yeah, I want to tone down the Battlefield play here. But we'll see. Okay, Dan. Yeah. I hear Star Citizen is enjoyable. Don't do that. Car streams. Yeah, we have to. I mean, Martin, we got to start working on the other side there. We got to cut up the other side of the car. Star Citizen. Guys, the more I'm thinking is we should probably get the rockers figured out too. We should probably get the rockers, like just quick car thing. Should probably get the rockers figured out before we go hanging quarter panels on it. So the rockers are not nearly as much as the quarters. We might need to wait until the little bit down the road. Hang on one second. Sorry. Crap posting in the upstairs NSF Discord is... All right. That's working. How's the front suspension? Front suspension's okay. But yeah, it probably, like, guys, what I'm thinking is because the quarter panel is such a big line item, maybe just do everything else and then hang the quarter panels last, you know? Wow, Darker, that's ridiculous. Don't worry about it, Outdoorsman. It's fine. It's fine. Release date, 1,000 hours played. Anyway, McCheeto had a 71-monther in there. That was 36 minutes ago. Sorry I missed it, MC. But, yeah. Don't you also have wiring to do in the rear? The wiring is easy to do, Outdoorsman. There's like 4 wires that go back there. Yeah. Actually, yeah, 4. You have, well, 5 if you include the trunk light. So there's the trunk light, the reverse light, running light, brake light, license plate light. That's it. It's 5 wires, man. Yeah, old cars are pretty simple, man. I'm not worried about wiring the back of this thing. It's funny how in old cars, how sparse the wire harness gets as you go backwards. Oh, there's 6. The fuel sender. That's the other one, the fuel sender line. No turn signal? The turn signal's in the running lights, dude. Well, it depends on the car, but actually, yeah, I think there's the turn signals too. You could have left-right turn signal, but sometimes, John, I'd have to go look at the Coronet's harness. Sometimes the turn signal is just set to flash the running light. You know, it depends on the tail light design. I'd have to go look at the Coronet, but have you seen how they did the sequential turn signals in the 60s and the 70s? Yeah, a cammed motor contacting and decontacting switches as it spins around for the doot, 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 doot. I was just thinking, like, that'd be super easy to do nowadays with just relays. You could do that with relays, like, really easily, actually. It's super cool. Hellfish, you ever look at like a 63 or 64 Lincoln Continental with the hard top, the retractable hard top? You ever seen the relay wire diagram for that? It is impressive. It's impressive for the 1960s. Oh, dude. Here, hold on. Dude, this thing is nuts. It's nuts for the 1960s. That's not even the convertible. That's just the power windows. Yeah, I gotta find it. I'd have to show you, dude. I saw one at a show one time, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, the way that the like the I don't know if it's a retractable hardtop. I don't really remember. I want to say it is, but that might just be how the trunk opens up. But it's on the inside of the deck lid. So the deck lid opens up and the convertible top comes out of it. It's all automatic. And it's on the back side of the deck lid. It is nuts, dude. It's absolutely insane for the 1960s. He's just wrong. You can't make those marks. It was a 64 Buick Skylark. No, it was not. It was a 1962 Pontiac Tempest in metallic mint green paint with Michelin model XGV 75 R14 tires. It's a trick question. You're not throwing a My Cousin Vinny reference past me, dude. Come on. It was a Corvette. The Corvette could never be confused with a Buick Skylark. What about the two what? What is a Ute? Okay. I think we covered the space news for the day, guys. Hey! Hey! Oh. Me too, Wayfair. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, sensible chuckle. Oh. Mr. Yak. All right, guys. Hey, I'm not gonna do after hours tonight. My tooth's starting to kill me. I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow, which means I gotta drive up in the city again. So, yeah. I'm gonna say I should probably be around here if nothing else in my house decides to just blow up like my furnace did this morning. Want to raid anybody? Nah, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Mary eating with a new tooth. Oh, it's gonna be great. You mean you get to go to the dentist? Imagine if you weren't going to get it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, they were able to get me in there, so that's pretty good. Yeah. So I should be out in the open tomorrow, guys. But I might be a little bit late. Not as late as I was today. But yeah, I gotta get this tooth figured out. A Stoke tour will cheer you up. Gold tooth like Pesci? No. Brush your teeth. That's the lesson for today. Brush your teeth and be like the Biff. You know what I mean. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow, dudes. Just maybe get some KSP and maybe we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, be like the Biff. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Wayne, you get it. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.